Male ladybugs can spend up to 4 hours fucking a dead female before he realizes that something's not right.
Sounds about right. I mean,
4 hours.
Right. Uh-huh.
You're not moving much, are you? Oh, I like it like that.
Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he just doesn't care. Did you ever think about that? That's just his style. He's a necro ladybug.
That's right.
That's right. I don't care. I waited for this bitch for 4 whole days. My goddamn life cycle's only 15 days, Katie. It's a third of my life I've been waiting for this bitch to be in season. I'm her now.
Come on! The weekend has landed. All that exists now is clubs, drugs, pubs, and parties. I've got 48 hours off from the world, man. I'm gonna blow steam out of my head like a screaming kettle. I'm gonna talk cod shit to strangers all night. I'm gonna lose the plot on the dance floor. The free radicals inside me are freaking, man. Tonight I'm 𝓚𝓸𝓷𝓴𝓂. I'm Peter Popper. I'm going to Never Neverland with my chosen family, man. We're gonna get more spaced out than Neil Armstrong ever did. Anything could happen tonight, you know? This could be the best night of my life. I've got 73 quid in my back burner. I'm gonna watch the lot, man. The Milky Bars are on me!
And now, live from Rule 34 Studio, I bring you a girl whose nipple piercings are so wide, you can fit a straw inside. Here she is, your host, the one, the only, Kinky Katie.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. This is Kinky Katie's World number 410. I am your host, Kinky Katie, and with me, as always, is my absolute favorite flesh-covered fuck toy, Mr. SD.
Right.
How you doing?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
We are coming to you live from Rule 34 Studio, KinkyKatieRadio.com, and RadioChaos.net. Woohoo! We have a lot to talk about today, and I hope y'all are entertained. Are you not entertained?
Just don't throw shit at me. Try to stab me and murder me like they did in the movie you're just quoting.
Well, I mean,
my only request.
You are kind of, like a lion.
Right. Okay. Okay.
No.
Wow.
What?
No.
No, you're not like a lion.
Okay. I don't know. What are you talking about? What are we doing here?
Stabbing you for entertainment.
Are you going to lead a show? What's happening here? What's going on?
This is what I'm doing.
Okay.
You know what? We do have a new Dirty Girl of the Week.
Right.
Coming up a little later in the episode. And, oh my gosh. So, just to get this out of the way real quick, Tampa Bay Screams is June 11th through and 12th in Tampa, Florida. If you guys want to come, there's a film festival. It's an indie horror convention, and there's famous people that come, and I'm going to be there. So people, I was asked in the pre-show if I was going to be something like any events were coming up soon. So that's what's going on. I'll have the info for you on the website.
Right. For your horror fans.
That's right.
Yeah. There's going to be other people there, I'm sure, as well. Correct?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No.
Other horrors.
Famous people.
Horror whores.
Yes. And other girls that I have been in horror movies.
Oh, yeah.
With.
Horror.
That's right.
Right. So if you're into that kind of a thing, come on down.
Sushi's going to be there.
Is she?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. There's now this can't be a real ad. I don't think that it is. I mean, but you never know with people. There's a company called German Glow.
Okay.
And it's light up titties.
Light up titties.
Like it's light up implants.
Oh, God.
When you press in the nipples like a tap light, they turn on and they glow.
Can we get a Bluetooth controlled?
I'm sure. So you have that little remote and just disco tits. Like, I don't know.
I mean, does it become okay in an emergency situation to grab a hoot, give it a click?
Sure, I would say so.
Can we put a clapper on it? And does that make it some kind of weird psychedelic experience having sex with her? A little ass slapping.
Or if I put the clapper on, like, say you go to a concert and they're just was like, oh, she's got glow sticks in her boobs.
Can we set them like a lot of the party lights to the sounds and stuff?
Go to the beat?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I guess. Why not?
Multicolor.
Yeah.
That seems really distracting. I'm thinking epileptics might have a hard time with the glowing boob.
Well, yeah. I mean, what do you do? Like, what if the battery goes out? Do you have to go get that taken care of at the doctor's? Like, say, hey, can you just change me up?
No, it gets charged with sexual activity. You put a little generator up in the hoo-ha, and it's like, pedaling. It's the same thing. It works on friction mostly.
Oh, okay. All right.
Something like that. It's like the watches that you can wear that you don't have to wind. Same idea.
Okay.
If the watches don't have to be wound, then obviously we can do the same thing with glowing boobs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
I just don't know why you would really. I'm not sure I would enjoy that so much. I don't know. I'm sure if I was properly medicated, I would.
Now, what if you put one like in your like pubis mound, like right, above your pussy?
Okay.
And then you could have like a whole kinky game of Simon Says. Like,
you could.
Do 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 do, and you gotta like smack the tits, smack the cooter.
Right. Something like that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. One of the forehead. Bap. No, just.
I'm just thinking got enough psychedelics. I don't know how I'd feel, but I'm sure,
Just bury your face between them with them on and just be like, blah, 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 blah. Just have.
And you have the added benefit of always being able to see when you're going to pee. If you have them like installed in you, like if you had them,
Yeah.
you would never need a flashlight anywhere.
No, you wouldn't. 'Cause
You'd be set.
You could really have your high beams on.
And if we got in some sort of a like plane crash situation, we could use you to signal for
As
help.
a beacon.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Keep doing snow angels, honey. You'll get there. Come on now. Flag them down.
It's like Morse code. Beep, 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 beep. You flash them like SOS with your titties.
People still do Morse code. You'd have to find a human that knew it. You know what I mean? You're like, look, a blinky light.
What is that? Is that a drone?
I think it's Firefly. It's definitely an alien. That's a UFO.
It couldn't be government.
Ain't nobody up there.
Well, speaking of plastic surgery, they're doing this new thing now. It's like a Brazilian butt lift, but without surgery.
Right.
They do like giant cupping. Like they take this like terracotta pot.
Okay.
And they light it on fire.
Right.
And then shove it over one ass cheek, and it.
I think I saw an ad for that. That, sure, if you want to throw some money at some butt suction. I mean, if you could do that.
Butt suction.
Well, that's what you're doing. It's butt suction.
It really is.
I mean, with some warming. I mean, really, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What's happening?
All it is butt. That's like, but that's that fucking like big lip challenge thing. You would take a plastic gallon jug, like an empty, whatever, and you put it to your lips and you suck and go, and it's around your mouth.
Right.
And you hold it there for like a while. A lot of people fucking got like bruised around their mouths because their mouths was too small.
Yeah.
But I tried it. I did, because I'm like, what are you doing? And it temporarily puffs out your lips.
See, you could have the same kind of a treatment on your butt cheeks.
But then again, does it go back to normal? Or, I mean, maybe after a bunch of times.
You're stuck there forever.
Or it deflates and it doesn't come back.
What do you mean deflate? I mean, what are we doing here? All you're doing is like sucking some, whatever happens is going to go right away. And I can't imagine it being an awesome thing to do all the time.
No, and it like I said, it does not look fun.
You have 3 minutes. 3 minutes now. 3 minutes with a bigger ass. That's all you get.
Dude, Looners are coming back in style.
Looners?
I don't know what. Well, I've been seeing a lot more stuff. I don't know if I've been talking about balloons lately or something like that, but I've seen Looners pop up a lot more often.
And that's what Looners are, in case you didn't know. People who like balloons.
People that like balloons
Squeaky,
and blow up
right.
Inflatables.
Right, popping.
Some people like popping. Some people just like the sound of rubbing their hands across it. Some people like to bounce on them, fuck them.
Right, rub food on them.
I did a Looner video.
I think you've done a few things with balloons.
But I remember it was the clown / Looner.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where I had an epic squirt and I hit the camera.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, nice.
I did.
Good job.
They had 2 angles, so they caught it.
They caught it.
They did.
Live. Did they get it in slow-mo?
Imagine that in 3D. Coming at you. Get the slicker.
No, and for some people, like with those things, it's like oddly diverse in like what different people like with, like the lunar community isn't they don't all like the same thing, which is kind of mind blowing to me.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
Some are into the sound, some are into just the feel, some are into the pop.
Well, that kind of goes for anything, though. I mean, just because you're into something doesn't mean that
People don't think
that
that
I have
at
to
all.
be into it, and there's nothing wrong with it if you're into it.
Well, there's a lot of people that think furry and think one thing immediately.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people just fucking with animal heads on.
But that's not how.
I mean, well, that happens. Okay.
Oh, yes, it does happen. But,
Sure.
But I'm saying, like, that's not.
Yeah. Well,
If you go to a furry convention, you're not always don't expect sex.
Well-
I mean, it could happen. There are people who are furries that are like, fuck yeah, like I am 𝓚𝓸𝓻𝓵𝓭 the wolf, and
well, half of that is because every time we run into furries somewhere, we're not in a place where they're fucking. They're running around at a party,
Right.
And that's not necessarily what's going to happen.
right.
So it's almost like every time we see them, they're never fucking. I've never gone to a furry fuck party.
Bernie the bondage bunny,
Right.
he doesn't fuck,
Right.
and he's
Bernie the bondage
he
bunny.
is a giant pink bunny in a leather harness, and he wears different outfits.
He just likes
Bernie
the
the
fit.
bondage bunny.
Right. I just like the bondage look on my bunny.
I love it.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. I'm
No.
just saying that's,
I'll have to dig out my pictures of me and Bernie at FetCons. Anyway, he's fun. He's a fun bunny.
So between that and, like I said, people with balloons, like people think that, well, they're all the same. This is all that's happening. And it's like, no, it doesn't really work that way.
No, it
You'd be
doesn't.
very surprised. You show somebody a video of people popping balloons and they're just disgusted.
There's 4 different.
Like, why did you pop it? Jesus Christ. You like rub them together. I like to squeak. Rub them with oil. Jeez, God.
There's 4 different flags just for this category. Okay.
Right. Right.
'Cause
What
they're-
the hell were we watching where they showed
It's a
all of the
flag for
sexuality
everything.
flags?
It was not. I don't
Yeah.
know, but it was.
We were watching something and they had all the different flags.
There's 96.
96 different sexual flags.
Yeah, 96 different sexual orientation flags.
Hmm.
Like it was Bill Maher.
That's right.
That's what we were watching.
So, like, could you fly them like, how sailing vessels, you have like 25 different flags flying on and it says
Meaning all
different
different
little
nautical
things.
things.
Yeah. Sailor stuff.
Whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right. Do you do the same thing with all of your sexual preferences and then plant it in your front yard?
Can.
Ooh.
Why not?
I don't know.
You could just do rows of little flags.
What are the chances anybody would understand any of your coding?
Well, but if they're into it, they would.
It's not like you could just take a picture and your phone translates, kink flags.
Well, the whole thing is maybe they just want to attract people who are in the know. So the people who are in the know, they know what it means. And the
It's like a
people who
beacon.
don't, yeah, maybe
Right.
they don't want the people who don't know what it is to know.
Okay.
Know what I mean?
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Well, it kind of makes sense, but I don't care who knows what they know. I don't care.
Oh, no, I know that.
I mean, I would rather just write on flags, I like to be peed on, or I like to pee on people. I like whatever
Which
it
it
is.
is.
I would rather just everybody know when they walk by that way,
Well, that's like we were listening to Legion of Skanks, and the one comic was talking about, he's just like, they're talking about how he eats his own cum. And he's like, oh yeah, I love all body fluids. He's like, I like pee, I like that. And then everybody just completely glossed over that.
They just stuck to the whole,
They stuck to the gym, the jizz, the cum eating.
That occasionally he'll lick some of his own jizz off. Like it
off
doesn't
of somebody.
right. And they completely were just stuck on that for whatever reason. I don't even know why.
They
but
couldn't understand that, but I mean,
they glossed right over the I like pee in my mouth. Well, that's a little different. That's you meet way more jizz eaters than you do whiz eaters for sure.
True. I mean, but then also, do you do it to your own then are you trying to say that you do it to yourself because you eat your own cum? Because if that's so, then you could be like in a bathtub and upside down if you're feeling bendy, and then you can piss in your own face.
People do that for
No,
sure.
I know they
think
do.
I've seen videos of that.
Oh,
actually.
I totally have.
I want to say I've seen that in person for whatever reason. I don't know where that would happen.
Well, we've seen plenty of people suck their own dicks.
Right.
Except, you know what? I've never gotten. I wonder how many people would suck it to completion and then spit or swallow. And then if so, it's basic. It's just masturbating.
Yeah.
Right?
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because,
I don't see it any
well,
different.
no, because someone
Self gratification for sure. I mean, that's
because someone had asked me, "What's like? Does that make me gay?" I'm like, I don't think so. No. Like,
no. Why? You're not. I mean, what are you doing?
It's
such
just
an
a
odd
different way to
thing.
rub one out.
I mean, you're literally. Hang on, I gotta get Paco off before he jumps on something.
Well, that's okay.
He's eyeballing the keyboard, and
It's another
sometimes
show kitty.
when he starts eyeballing the keyboard, sometimes he makes it jump.
Yeah.
And he just like crashes all over everything. What are you doing, bro?
Pay attention to me now.
Anyway, what were you talking about?
Oh, cum eaters, sucking your own dick,
Right.
masturbation.
What are you talking about? You grab a dick all the time, and you grab a dick for sexual gratification.
Right.
That doesn't mean you fantasize about dick.
Right.
I think that's the only, it's just so strange to even think that. You're like, no, that's self gratification. What do you mean?
Well, that's what I was saying. Is like I don't think of it as masturbation.
I was
I mean,
agreeing
I don't
in a
think about
different
it
way.
as being gay.
Don't
Yeah.
be defensive.
Okay. I'm
Like,
always.
well, that's what I was saying. Jesus, are you listening to me?
Oh my god. Oh my god. So there was a guy who his girlfriend was riding his face and she farted.
Nice. I saw this.
And he had a peanut allergy, a severe peanut allergy, and apparently there was some nut matter in her.
Flatulence.
Yes, and
Right.
he ended up in the hospital, and there's a picture of him. He's like, I mean, he's all swollen, his face.
He looked like he took one of the little butt extender pumps that you were talking about and stuck it on his face,
Cupped his face hole.
passed out with it on all night. It was pretty severe.
It was pretty severe. Well, I'm glad, you know, he's all right, but it's like, in my EpiPen.
Right.
She's probably like, oh, he's loving it. She can't understand him because it's grinding on his face.
Almost taken out by, you would think that somebody who was with somebody who had that kind of a peanut allergy would, you'd have to like shut them off for life, right?
Well, maybe she was just trying to sneak it, and she's like, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
You know,
I washed my hands. I took a shower.
It's like, it was just a handful of M&Ms, peanut M&Ms.
I wonder if it was intentional.
Oh.
I mean, did she have a large insurance policy out on him or what?
I don't think so.
I bet she does.
They looked awfully young.
Sure, that doesn't mean
anything
right.
these days.
That just means she didn't have to pay a lot for that insurance policy. That's all.
That's true.
She got it on the cheap too.
Oh,
I mean, and who could say that was like some kind of non-naturally occurring thing? Like, who would plan to peanut fart on a dude's face while he's going down on you? Jesus.
If they still had 1,000 ways to die, I'd be like, death by peanut fart.
Right. I mean, there's almost...
We're so classy.
There's some sort of a Darwin example here. Like, I don't know if you were taken down by a fart. I don't, it's like maybe that genetic trait isn't a very good one, You're set up to lose is what I'm saying. So you got to be very careful.
Oh my goodness.
Got a peanut allergy. That would be one of the items that I would be pretty upset about having an allergy to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like it at all. How am I supposed to eat a peanut butter sandwich?
Well, that's true.
How there's all kinds of things that I like with nuts.
Reese's.
I like a good nut.
In your mouth.
Right. Maybe
Like-
some pee.
Good nut in your mouth.
Like how you just gloss right past the pee. That's how it happens.
I was talking to someone about this, and I'm like, can you fucking believe this? And they said, a burp is just robbing your butthole of a fart.
Yeah.
I was like, great. That's awesome. Hey, let's go to Dirty Girl of the Week.
Stand by.
Standing by.
Dirty
I gotta
in the
get used to
best
this.
way. This is the Dirty Girl of the Week.
So this week's Dirty Girl, and I mean it in the best way possible. She goes by Riri. Riri.
Right.
On Twitter.
It's not Ray Ray.
And it is at Small Latin Abbey.
Uh-huh.
That's what she is.
Small Latin Abbey.
And she's got a ton of pictures to go and check through. She does not do meetups, but She has her link tree on there, so you can find her on many platforms. And the first video that is pinned from May 11th is her going to town on a cock. Her last account got deleted. She said sucking dick is her hobby.
Wow.
So, and she used to
I like
go
to diversify.
She used to go by Throat Queen.
Throat Queen.
Throat Queen.
I want to say, well, I don't know. There's probably a lot of throat queens. You know what I mean?
But the way I don't know, the way she's sucking dick in this video, she's not getting much of it in there, and it looks like it's gonna snap because
She's
it's
not really
bending.
a throat queen. Well,
I don't think so.
Some people like that look. You know what I mean?
But she's into anal. She's got a bunch of stuff on there, and she is very proud of her work, and she is not afraid to show it, and she does like to get throat fucked.
Nice.
That's right. Anyway, so
You're just standing there looking at pictures, aren't you?
Video.
Oh, okay.
Video. Well, yeah, if you want to see your fucking.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, don't turn it toward the camera. I don't want to have to blur things out.
See,
What are you
that's
doing?
why I'm trying not to.
What's going on? What's happening there?
A whole lot. All right. So yeah, that's our dirty girl of the week. All right. So last week's outfit, I was wearing a Handmaid's outfit.
Handmaid's Tale.
Right.
The Hulu show.
And I got
with where the country went into some sort of a civil war and some really religious people took over the country and made women wear these weird outfits that look like pilgrims.
and they have absolutely no rights whatsoever.
Forced sex.
And yeah, forced sex. All they do is to make babies.
Woo, yeah. Know your role, woman.
Right.
Know your role.
Well, a lot of people decided to tell me about their handmaid's fantasies and
Right.
how they wanted a video, like a POV of the videos, how I used to make them, but me giving a blowjob wearing the outfit.
Right.
Some people didn't even know what it was. They're like, you make a hot little Red Riding Hood. I'm like, that's so not what it is. But then there was a lot of commander rape fantasies.
I know. It really wasn't. You expect maybe somebody would say one thing or another, but you always expect somebody is going to say something like, hey, that's hot. But there was a lot more, hey, that was hot than you thought there was going to be.
I really did.
Right.
I
You were a
really
little
did.
surprised.
I was a little surprised.
Right.
But then again, I mean,
What's
I
wrong
was
with you people?
like,
Okay, I know what's wrong with you. I get it.
like the post before that, I'm like throating a banana and showing my titties. So it's like, oh, whatever.
Right. No, this is what I'm saying. Like, you forget that a lot of the people that are going to consume your shit are going to be, might be into this kind of a thing for sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh gosh, maybe we should go to a episode of Rule 34, and when we come back, we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about, and there's something else we gotta talk about, so be right back. And welcome back to Kinky Katie's World, Rule 34 Studio, KinkyKatieRadio.com and RadioCast.net. You can get me on the Twitter later at Kinky Katie Radio, KinkyKatieRadio.com, KinkyKatieRadio@gmail.com. You can Google me, because I like it. No to FetLife. Sorry, but I'm not on it. I can't deal with you on there. I can't.
Guys, it's just way too aggressive. Way too aggressive on Fat Life.
I don't. I mean, and I even put on there the majority of my, besides pictures, but of my profile just says, I am a bitch. I will yell at you. Go away.
Right.
Go ahead. You can look at my fucking predator puss and then
move along.
Right.
Right.
I don't care. I had another person ask me to be the key holder, and I said no.
Yeah. It's, just not your gig, yo.
No, but I said no, and they're like, kind of like, oh, that was the best thing I could have heard, because they're like, now I want you to do it more.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you just want to keep hearing no, I guess I can keep doing that because that's pretty easy.
Until I get to the point where I'm like, yeah, fine. And then I just
Don't do it.
You give me the key. As soon as I get it, I ghost you. Boom, done.
Right.
And you get no key back.
But that's just going to just increase that's it. Oh my God. Oh, my rejection. Oh.
Yeah, there are people that are completely into that.
Right.
Speaking of people being into things, we have talked about a couple times that someone has cut off their entire set of genitalia. Well, we have another dude who did. He removed
wait. Intentionally removal.
Yes,
right.
he did.
Okay. A cockectomy.
He did his dick and then he did his balls.
Once you lose the dick, it's all downhill after that.
He said he didn't feel like that his genitalia were part of him.
They weren't.
No, and he performed his do-it-yourself surgery 2 times. He said each with the
Wait. I'm going to take a shot at this before you tell me.
Sure.
Dental floss and a doorknob.
No.
No? Car bumper and dental floss.
No.
Chicken wire and a doorknob. Let's wrap some wire around that barbed wire.
No, actually sharp knife and sanitized with alcohol. And he had some painkillers. Yeah, he said it was painful and it wasn't that euphoric. It was just kind of, yeah, this is happening.
This is it?
Well, what do
you mean? You're the one doing it.
What did you think it was going to be? If you thought it was going to be euphoric, it is. If you don't think it's going to be, it's not.
Well, that was that you talked about that a few weeks ago, that the whole syndrome. And that was one of the things that I saw because I looked it up when I was doing the video and stuff, is that, like psychiatrists are like, dude, this is a harmful thing. You've amputated something now.
Well, that's the one I watched. This chick, she blinded herself on purpose. And because she thought she always should be blind. And she said the therapist helped her do it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not there, whatever.
But wait a minute. After
Okay.
after only 2 hours of talking to her, he agreed. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll help you blind yourself. You're perfectly sane. And then
Well, I mean, if it's a therapist, therapists aren't exactly psychiatrists. There's like a difference. Therapy is like talking to somebody that helps you communicate with somebody else, or whatever, talk about your feelings. Where psychiatry actually deals with like a mental illness, and you're actually a doc. I think you could be a therapist and you don't have to be a doctor. I do believe.
Huh.
Maybe.
All right.
I could be completely wrong though. I'm a plumber. So what do I know?
Well, so I don't know, but anyway, I just didn't think that after 2 hours of talking to this woman, they say, sure, I will go get the cleaner the bleach and the eyedropper.
Right.
She's like, yeah, I could feel it working. It was starting to drip down my face and it was burning my skin. And I'm like, oh my God. She's like, and once we knew that the damage was done, then we went to the hospital.
Well, I mean, that reminds me of, and we've talked about it before, the person that I knew that removed his cock, like ritually.
Yeah.
And it was the same kind of a thing where he was just, he did not like his dick. I mean, he physically did not like his dick.
Well, this guy used a ceramic knife because he said it's sharper than steel and it was less ripping and tearing.
Okay. They make really, really sharp steel. I mean, scalpels are not ceramic, I don't think.
I said, made sure that I took all the precautions. Yeah, I had no infections and I went to the hospital right after.
Right.
And he said, and strangely enough, he ended up getting seen by the same surgeon.
Right.
Even though the nut cutting, which was number 2,
okay,
was 16 hours away from the first time when he cut off his wiener.
The old 1-2-1-2.
Right.
Like, I'm already hurting. I'm just going to go all the way now. I'm going to go full eunuch.
Yeah. He wanted to be a gelding.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, somebody you could actually, I wonder if the psychiatrist person that would you assist somebody in doing something like that? Is that something that, I mean, I wouldn't imagine so. I would think not. But then again, she's had some weird views on things before where it's like, I wouldn't think that you would think that. I mean,
wouldn't
what do
be
I know?
I would not be surprised by what damn thing she says.
That's what I'm saying. It could be like, oh,
could
yeah,
be-
for sure. I did 3 of them last week. Well, I have no idea, but maybe.
It's like, yeah, whatever, it's freeing.
Or what?
Just
something like that. Mumbo jumbo psychiatrist.
you should be allowed to do what you want to do, and if
Jibber jabber.
this is your thing, so here you go.
Right. Here's the knife. Let's just make sure you don't die.
It's like I'll watch. I'll supervise.
Ooh, God. Did this dude have an audience, or he went solo, didn't he?
That I don't know.
Did he record it? The person I knew recorded it
Yeah.
and wanted everybody to see it.
Well, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't record it. I mean, this is something
What do
you
you
can only
mean?
do once. So
I
mean,
guess.
What do you mean you guess?
Oh, you have it reattached.
We just talked about this.
Do the any surgery, and then fill it with something, spray foam or something at some point. I don't know. You got to work on a slit at some point.
Pack it.
But yeah,
So you just do
I want an
something.
opening.
Yeah.
So I'm just, it's the DIY vag kit. I got it from Wish.
Oh, yay!
They're shipping again.
It's gonna be perfect.
Right.
Absolutely perfect.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's go to your favorite segment.
Stand by.
Standing by.
Boobs in and on the news. It's time once again for
So this week's Tits Man is Alyssa Amore. And she is 38 I/J.
Ooh.
Jesus.
What's an I/J?
And she says she's a webcam woman that loves to be a dork.
Right?
And you can see her on Cam Models and OnlyFans. She only lists messages there, but she likes to post a lot of nakedness on her Twitter. So you'll be able to go check
What's
it
her
out and Gigantor breastis.
I'm trying to look it up. What's the name?
Okay, it's
Give up the details. What's going on?
at ALYSSIAAMOREXXX. That is Alyssa Amore.
Yeah.
Tig Obit, she is in Las Vegas, Nevada. And she also has her
Those are
link
floppy
tree.
boobs. I'm into them.
They're real.
They look real anyway.
They do look real.
That's all I care about, really.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the illusion of real, and I'm fine.
So I hope you
got a
enjoy.
great ass, too.
Yeah.
Great ass.
See?
Anyway,
That's how I pick them.
it's worth a check out for sure.
That's all right. Oh my goodness! So that was your tits man for the week. Doo-doo-doo. All right. I've been reading more about this lately, or it's been suggested to me a lot more lately. And then I've had an incident with someone that I know. There's
Ska music?
No, there's a lot of older men that are closeted older men.
Right.
And they've been coming out in full force. I mean, next June is Pride Month, and that's flipping awesome. But I'm just saying, like, I've noticed a lot more older men coming out.
Right. Right. Well, you get to a certain point in life and you're just like, screw this. I want some dick. And I'm tired of I'm tired of hiding the fact that I want some dick.
Yeah, it's like you get to that I don't give a fuck anymore age.
That's right. This isn't the 1900s any longer.
Right.
Yeah. I want to do this and I want to do this now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, the person that I know decided to just come out with a force. I mean, a serious force. And I was just like, oh, well, the problem is he's married.
It's a typical story.
And she is kind of really against anything same-sex related. So whether it be females or males,
Right.
she's not down
Right.
at all.
Don't like them. They're too queer for me.
Because he was trying to test the water to see how she would feel so he could have the talk with her. Because I was like, dude,
talk.
you got to have the talk with her because
Well, you should, for sure.
he's on several different phone apps. Like he's on Grindr,
Right.
which I was pretty surprised actually. I was like, oh,
It's an easy way to get caught, is what you're saying. You leave too many breadcrumbs behind that way.
Well, yeah, because he also hooked up with his boss's son of age. I mean, let me make that clear. They work together.
Right.
I mean, that's dicey, dude.
Well, it's if your boss had a daughter, it's just, same kind of a thing, really. Worse, but maybe worse. I'm not sure which way it would go worse with, I'm not sure. However,
we had sex on my boss's desk, who was my dad.
If you're going to like you get older and you start figuring yourself out, it's probably part of it, Like people don't realize that's a thing for them.
But I really do think that he wants to get caught because he has a toy collection that he keeps in a bin or box.
Right.
In the house. He's like, no, she will never find it. Because she doesn't snoop around. I'm like, bro.
It's only a matter of time, man.
She's going to find this and be like, what the fuck are these?
Or she may think that you're using them on some other girl. You know what I mean?
Okay, would you then
would you rather take the "it's another girl" bullet or
would you rather say, dude, I really love cock?
Really been into some dick lately, honey. You don't have one.
Oh, and
so it's kind of, I want some more burly, a little fur, some stubble. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a nice sturdy build.
No, he likes like swimmers bods.
Okay,
yeah.
That's still a lot sturdier than a female. You know what I mean? On average.
Well, he still likes full figured women, but he likes his dudes skinny.
Okay. Get all the dick that way.
Well, that's what he says. And here's a little update for you guys out there who keep questioning, does size matter? Yeah. To most people, they do, because he's like, I don't like little dicks. I want big, fucking long. He's like, I kind of prefer black dudes. I kind of want to tell, like, send a couple pictures of 𝓚𝓲𝓷𝓴𝔂 to him, and be like, all right, so you can handle that, pumpkin.
I don't have to remind you of Mr. Hands, do I? I mean, that's always the example of what happens when you're a real size queen.
Yeah, well,
really,
I want to get fucked by a horse.
That's about as extreme as I can think of. I mean, not only the size of the whole action, but the fact that there's some 1,000-pound animal on top of you giving it to you. I mean, that would be with some quite aggressive force, I would imagine.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Blow out your O-ring.
Well, I mean, I've seen it. There's two people helping him do this.
I know.
Yeah.
Was
died at
at the end of a cock of a horse cock.
Yeah, they just threw him in front of the ER and drove away.
Well,
they're like, I want no part of this whatsoever, because they were all getting. There's a whole group of them that were getting down on the farm and fucking all the animals, and they taught a pony to suck another horse's dick too.
Huh.
Yes.
You would think a horse wouldn't be down for the other horse using their nibblers,
Dude,
you can't trust a horse. You can't trust a horse to take your fingers off when you're giving it a carrot,
I don't know. I've never been that fucking close to horses.
Well, I don't trust them. I wouldn't trust them with the dick, Well, then again, it's another horse, though.
I'm just saying I saw the video.
We do it all the time in the field, buddy. You don't know this? How did we get on horses? It's always animal husbandry with you somehow. Oh my God.
You're the one that brought up Mr. Hand.
Well,
we're talking about
that's always
𝓚𝓲𝓷𝓴𝔂's big old horse dick.
That's always the ultimate of where you end up when you start getting, doing the nuclear arms escalation routine.
Right.
You're raising the stakes until eventually you're jumping on a horse dick.
Well, but here's the thing though, is one of the things, I was sent a short video of this person using one of the toys, and I had put out a tweet. I was like, I had mentioned it. I had about 6 or 7 people say, "Oh, if I made a video like that, would you watch it?" Because I said his wife.
Can you watch it while you're wearing the Handmaid's Tale outfit?
Because I said his wife doesn't know that he sent it to me or that he even made it.
Right.
And they're like, "Oh my God, can I send you something? Please, can I just send you one? Would you watch it?" Da, 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 da. I was very surprised at how many.
Hey, at least they asked first. At least you just didn't get, well, then again, what video link are you going to click on anyway?
Right.
Maybe some stills, that would be their best shot.
Yeah, or just send me fucking, just a little, like a little video clip. You can just send it to me on Twitter.
Right. Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can either have your face in it or not. It's up to you. I don't care.
No, what are you doing? Now you're asking for it. You would, no, that's how you do it. Send it, care of P.O. Box 80210.
It's a guy bouncing on a dildo. What? I like that kind of thing. That's like, well.
All right. I mean, internet speak for send me your dick pics is send me your dick pics. It doesn't work in the opposite for that. Like most internet translations are, keep off the grass, walk on the grass.
Yeah.
Keep off the grass.
Yeah,
definitely walk on the grass.
The don't fuck here sign.
Yeah, so definitely fuck here. Yeah, that's what you're saying, right? But it doesn't work that way with dick pics. When you say, go ahead and send me your dick pics, you don't get the opposite. You just get more dick pics.
Yeah, no. That's
you get
true.
more video of them shoving giant things up their butts. But then again, that might be entertaining for you. Who knows?
It is entertaining to me.
See, there you go. So
Yeah.
send them on in, boys.
That's right. Send me your send me your home videos too.
All right.
Yeah.
DMs only.
Yeah. Or if you want to tweet them out, fucking tweet them out.
There
I don't
you go.
care. If you want to be noticed and seen, I'll retweet it.
Yeah, there you go.
But you want to, yeah.
Katie, my auntie saw that last week. She follows you. She loves your show.
Well, that BDSM couple was like, right on. They're like, she's like, I'm all about it. She fucks him with these ginormous, huge.
They go hard.
I should introduce them together and just be like, you guys would love to talk to each other.
Yeah, probably. Except for he'd end up doing all kinds of shit and getting in trouble, which is what he wants anyway, apparently. He wants to get caught. I mean, that's almost the thing when guys start doing stuff, acting out in ways, things that are going to get them discovered, the thing that they don't want discovered.
Right.
I know.
Well, he's like, we never have sex anymore. We only have sex like twice a year or something like that. And he went to check out a nude beach the other day, last week. He was telling me about it. And I'm thinking, okay, if you don't use some serious fucking sunscreen, isn't she going to see you naked in your sunburnt wiener? Or like your ass? I mean,
No, she ain't gonna see it, Katie. Ain't gonna happen. She ain't gonna see I got a tiger striped dick now.
well, see, that's kind of something you think you'd notice.
Maybe you wouldn't. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's not the thing that's gonna, the box full of dildos you keep and being on several apps, because all you have to do is open your phone and bing bong, you have Grindr. That's gonna say something to her anyway, for sure.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like you were on Grindr when you met. That would be one thing. I mean, almost explainable, kind of, I guess, maybe.
Grindr's just gay.
Oh, that's my point.
Yeah.
Like, the second your wife finds Grindr on your phone, she's gonna have some questions, right?
I would say so. I
Yeah.
mean, I would wonder, but I don't go through your phone.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
So,
Well, that, and for me, doing like social media in general would just be odd. That would be like if I were to just discover I like dick, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to meet people like in person. That I don't enjoy talking to people like online. It
just seems impersonal.
well,
Because you can't tell what the inflection in your voice and
right.
stuff like that. So
it just kind of makes me mad usually. I'm more apt to see things I don't like unless I just look at things that I like. If I'm interacting with something, anybody in general, eventually I'm going to go, fuck you, dude. It doesn't.
That's why I become more of an angry person.
Right. But you have lots of interactions with people that aren't like that.
That's true. That's very true.
That just doesn't seem to happen for me. So I just I would rather look at the things I want to look at, and I'm not really going to say anything because I don't really want to hear it from you.
Like,
Well, I just don't. Whatever. Think what you want. You can do what you want. I don't,
right.
I don't care what you do. So maybe you can not care what I do.
Doesn't work that way.
Well,
this is the internet.
Oh, so care what you do? Shit. I forgot.
It's the opposite
Unless
thing.
it's send dick pics. Then you're going to get more wieners. Actually, you're going to get more things up people's butts.
I like that though.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
See?
that's
That'll
all
work.
right. That's all right with me.
All right.
As long as you keep it clean.
Clean.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
You don't want to see any accidents. That's not your style.
No.
No. You can edit that out. You actually control you're not live streaming this.
Right.
So you could just give me the parts that aren't like that. Mm-hmm. Even if that's just what happens to you when you stick giant things up your butt.
It happens sometimes.
I'm sure it does.
Which I'm not faulting you for, but I don't want to see it though.
Yeah.
That's just my thing.
Right.
Did you know that male ladybugs can spend up to 4 hours fucking a dead female before he realizes that something's not right?
Sounds about right. I mean,
4 hours.
right. Uh-huh.
You're not moving much, are you? Oh, I like it like that.
Oh, maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he just doesn't care. Did you ever think about that? That's just his style. He's a necro ladybug.
That's right.
That's right. I don't care. I waited for this bitch for 4 whole days. My goddamn life cycle's only 15 days, Katie. It's a third of my life I've been waiting for this bitch to be in season. I'm fucking her now.
I need some ladybug pooning. I need it now.
I am fucking her now.
I
Don't
give
care.
a shit. I've had lazier lays. Still
Right.
warm. I don't care.
Right.
Even if you get cold, fuck it.
Would it be for ladybug insect? Is it warm? I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Do they carry? I don't think they carry any body heat. I'm not sure how bugs function. They could definitely get slower when it gets cold and aren't, right? Or do they?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not, what was it, entomologist?
No.
Are those-
entomologists?
Is that a bug
It could be.
scientist?
That sounds pretty good. That sounds like a pretty good guess.
No, that's archaeologist is when you dig stuff. Entomologist?
Yeah, a branch of zoology concerned with the study of insects.
All right.
Entomology.
Yeah, see?
Oh, look at you. Wow.
I know. I love it when I surprise you sometimes.
Well, no, it sounded right when you said it. That's why when you're like, it's not right. I was like, I think it might be. I think you got this one. You're on to something.
Calvin Klein has the designer has hired a pregnant man for his new underwear campaign.
Yeah, this whole pregnant man thing.
Yeah. So I'm just saying it's interesting because it's a pregnant dude in a pair of boxers, and there's a chick in a thong and a t-shirt like behind him with she's holding his tummy. They're both looking like.
I mean, but this is a trans man, obviously, because they still haven't found a way to implant one in a person that only has man parts.
Correct.
Okay.
So
look at you. You're like, correct.
Well,
it's almost like they've been making a point of showing us a lot of pregnant man. I see it a lot. I've been, a few months back we were talking about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see more and more.
Yeah.
Probably more and more trans people.
Well, because everybody wants anyway.
Well, every time I keep thinking they came up with some technology I don't know about. Like,
they might.
Is this like growing the ear on the side of the mouse? You know what I mean?
It could be.
Or the dick on the arm dick.
Wow.
Is it the same idea? Have we broken through the wall? I keep waiting for it. Every time I hear it, I go, it's not a biologically born man. Whatever.
Okay.
Not okay. It hasn't been yet.
No,
I'm waiting.
Just wait. Well, apparently cesareans are going to get popular.
Oh.
Unless they're going to have some itty bitty babies. Because, imagine squeezing a baby out of your pee-pee.
I've seen some people put some pretty big things in their dick holes.
Well, we've seen apples and foreskins.
The apples, foreskins, carrots, dildos.
True. When oh God, the 2 kids in a sandbox.
Right.
God, that's brutal.
As long as your baby had soft bones, you could get it out of there. Be fine. Push.
No, it comes out in like capsule form. You just put it in water and then let it grow.
Well, I mean, at that point, I mean, obviously they figured out a way to actually impregnate a man. So, I mean,
I would think they perfected it.
I would assume this has something to do with cloaca, and maybe now you have a cloaca. Maybe you have a fuckface shithole, and maybe that's, maybe it's just all a unihole. And you have like alien style, the penis comes out of the unihole when it wants to fuck man style.
Like a tentacle?
Right.
Because, snails can do that.
Can they?
Every time a snail meets another snail, they fuck.
Huh.
So,
What? Because they don't run across other snails very often.
I haven't fucked in 4 years. Jesus Christ, I just went against the yard.
I haven't even seen another one in 10. Last bitch shot me down. I fucked her dead body, though. Shh.
I was getting close, and then the bitch came out of the patio and squished her.
Right.
I heard the crunch.
Right.
It's like, God damn it. It's taken me months already. I'm almost there.
Same kind of a situation, but with, man-made cloaca. It could happen.
Well,
you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Never know. Oh my God. There was an article that came out that said if a guy's wearing gray sweatpants, it turns you gay, apparently.
Does it?
Yeah, it gives you evil thoughts because it accentuates your wang.
That's why all the older guys are coming out to being into dick now.
It's the gray sweatpants.
Crazy.
I mean, it drives the women crazy, and now it's just even straight men, it's turning them.
Well, little known fact, they didn't invent gray sweatpants until 2012. They didn't exist before then, so.
Not at all.
Yeah, that's why dudes weren't into dick. Now they're getting into dick because of gray sweatpants. Completely. I mean, all you're seeing is Wang, and we all know, when you see a Wang, you can't control yourself.
I'm not complaining because I can't control myself. So.
No, obviously not.
I I also like certain blue pants that are silky and they have a peekaboo hole.
Right.
That
kind of obsessed with those things. I don't know.
Never close.
They close fine.
It never closes. No, because every time that you move when you wear them, it's like, hello.
Yeah.
I'm like,
okay.
I see your wiener.
Can I just be in my home without being objectified?
No, you can't. That's what I do.
What if I don't want to be objectified?
I don't give a fuck.
Do you know where I live? Do you know what this is? What? What's going on? You're kidding, right?
Absolutely not. I'm surprised you haven't noticed this or picked up on it yet.
What?
I am relentless.
Well, this is why when you do your movie role and you're like, I'm not getting naked, and you get your panties ripped off, this is how this happens. This is the environment you cultivate, is what I'm saying.
I didn't say that I had a bad time. Like, I didn't say that I was like forced. Like, I didn't.
Right, but you
I didn't
enjoy
use grape.
Yeah, they. I don't like artificial grape flavor. But
I only like real grape.
I like real grape only. It's my favorite.
100% real grape.
Right. Nobody has any idea. They pay attention. They do. You didn't pay attention, did you? About 8 episodes ago. You don't know now, do you? You have no fucking clue.
Catch up, fuckers.
I'm just saying. Good job.
Yay.
We got to work on your show beverage style here. Carbonated fluid always does weird things to you. See? Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe we could try some different things for you.
We could.
We could. No, but I got crackers and bubbly water.
I had coffee before with lots of creamer in it.
All things that mess with Katie's throat.
I know.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Right. Make you make old lady sounds.
I'm going to have to start here.
And I wasn't surprised, by the way, that you knew all about the sexual behaviors of snail.
Oh my God.
I'm not at all. Animal husbandry, it's like a hobby of yours.
So now it's snails and horses tonight.
Well, the horses just were a natural thing, like I said.
But you brought that up.
That reminds you of where World War III ends when you keep doing the how big of a thing can I shove up my butt routine. You have to stop at some point, is what I'm saying. You have to stop. I'm talking to all of you out there that are complete oversized queens. If you're getting past the ass gnome, and that's fine, do you. But if you keep on doing it, you know what the end game is, right?
Yeah, you're eating fucking cereal on the toilet.
Well, or worse is what I'm saying. You could be banging, a rhinoceros. Who knows? Who knows how big you could get? I believe in you. You could do it.
You can do it, Duffy Moon.
You can do it, Duffy Moon. I don't even know if that was a real thing.
I've seen.
Well, I don't know. I know it. What we're talking about is I always say this clip of something I remember from like elementary to middle school, where when we were in class and we had to watch videos, it was on a reel-to-reel with the projector and all that shit. Some of you may understand what I'm saying. But this is old school, like 70s, 80s, in class thing. And there was one that said, you can do it, Duffy Moon. You can do, he would say to himself over and over again, like the engine that could. Same kind of, and I remember some glowy necklace I think he had. I don't know, maybe, possibly. You could do it, Duffy Moon.
All right, so if anybody knows what the hell he's talking about,
yeah.
I mean, I could just easily fucking just put in Google for "You Can Do It, Duffy Moon."
Oh
and
God,
see
it came up.
Oh, okay, so
you can
it's
do
real.
it, Duffy Moon. What?
All right, so you're not
That's a thing?
crazy. Apparently,
That's
it
a
is.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can do it, Duffy Moon.
I am in total control. I can make anything happen. I am a completely new person.
That's it. For sure.
Do it, Duffy Moon.
So what you used to tell your
No,
So
we would
every
all
day?
we would make fun of this all the time in class because they'd make us watch this. So when you get out of class, you'd be like, "You can do it, Duffy Moon," but it was always a joke. Because that's the thing. He just does these things that he doesn't think. He overcomes his whatevers, and he every time that's his little mantra he says to himself when he needs to like encourage himself.
All right, guys. So if you ever need to, get something through your day, just tell yourself you can do it, Duffy Moon.
They used to show us this stuff in class. Is what I'm saying.
Oh,
You
all
can
right.
do it, Duffy Moon.
Well, you can get a photo series of the balls of Greek and Roman statues.
Oh, what? Oh, photos of just Greek and Roman statue nut.
Statue nut, yeah.
Statue nut.
Cement.
Oh, look at that.
It's scrotes from the scrolls.
What if they could do like a 3D rendering and you could, then print them? Like have a little print file for the 3D printing enthusiasts of the
I'm
world.
sure you can. You can have fucking nuts from all over time.
Right.
Yeah, totally could. You know, it'd be fun if you went and did that. How some malls or places have that wax dipping. You can make a whole like a mold of hand, like holding hands with someone.
We were watching that video where people, went to the mall and
they
held
did their
each other's hand.
engagement pictures or some shit like that.
Right.
Wonder if you could dunk your nuts, dunk
Right.
your balls,
Right.
Make a cast of your balls. If not, though, I could do it with rigid wrap.
You could.
Yeah, it's like plaster of Paris with mixed with like cheesecloth, and you get it wet, and then you let it dry after you mold it on, and then you got a mold.
Right. No, that's okay.
You
You're
won't let
looking at me. No, well, no.
I can't mold your balls?
What? I don't want to mold my balls.
Why not?
Because I'm okay.
It's a keepsake.
Sure. Keepsake for what? What are you planning? Why do you want a keepsake? Why are my nuts not going to be here? My nuts are here right now.
Well, they
Why
are
aren't
here
they
right
gonna
now.
keep being here?
Well, no, when you get older, they'll look different.
Will they?
I'm sure they will.
Okay.
Well, I was just talking about my fucking catcher's mitt today.
Were you?
Fucking thing's puffy as hell.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
It's a landing area. That's all. It's bony's no good. That hurts. I've been bruised from that.
Yeah, back in the day.
Well, mostly from your ass.
Well, because my fucking coccyx sticks out. I'm surprised I don't have a tail.
Yeah. The ass is bonier than a snatch.
That's for damn sure. I have no ass at all. Anyway. Well, there's this new movie that's being worked on now. It's called Debbie Does Demons.
Debbie Does Demons?
You know how there's always Debbie Does Dallas, Debbie Does this. Well, now Debbie Does Demons.
Does she?
Apparently she does. She does now.
Huh.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to get out of here for the night.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if we have anything else that's fun to talk about.
Oh, we're at time. You did it. You made it all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
All by yourself. We found Duffy Moon tonight.
All by myself.
We found fucking Duffy Moon.
I know. Can you
I don't
believe
know if
it?
I can't believe it. It's crazy. I've been looking for Duffy Moon for a long ass time. I have. I've been thinking about Duffy Moon.
Oh.
Well, because
Are you an older man coming out? Why does everybody do that?
No. Well, like I said, it's always it. Every time I think about it, it makes me laugh because 10-year-old me would laugh at, or 12-year-old me would laugh at this all the time. Like even in the 80s.
Well, you've said it ever since that I've known you.
You would watch this even in the 80s and go, "Holy Jesus, this is cheesy as fuck." I mean, it was bad. It was so bad. Even then, now it's like, wow. Anyway.
All right, guys. So, we're going to get out of here. And, I hope you have a great rest of your day, week, month, trip, shift, whatever it is that you're doing. And you have anything for me, SE?
Negative.
All right. Well, I guess I will talk to you later. Come see me at Tampa Bay Screams in June. Kiss Night Pay Price. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.
I like tacos and burritos.